On Friday nights, Kabbalat Shabbat is largely sung. And the lines of Psalms that I know by heart are largely those that I identify with the melody. And it delights me that tonight, as many of our Friday nights, Carl adds to his song of Kabbalat Shabbat a new melody. The Psalms were meant to be sung. The image of a pilgrim to Jerusalem is walking up 15 steps. Each one, Shir HaMa'alot, a song of ascent. Each one identified with a psalm. And on the top of the Har HaBayit, the mount of the home of God's dwelling, was an orchestra. The Levites had many responsibilities to assist the priests, but central to those responsibilities was playing instruments and singing psalms. The psalms, of which there are 150, are distilled as our community's poetry to God. The thing about conversation with God, by its very nature, is a quality of undistilled honesty. For after all, God knows us and knows our secrets, so we describe as God's place. And more, God doesn't tell. And so when we come to God in prayer, what's distinctive about the power of the experience is the quality of honesty. And in those 150 Psalms, the whole range of emotions, of celebration and yearning, of pain and rejoicing are presented. The rabbis chose Psalm 95 to 99 to be our passageway into Shabbat, and then Psalm 29 and the Chadodi. As many of you know, I've been teaching a half hour, 3 days a week, looking very carefully at the poetic composition of the Psalms, its meaning, its style, and ultimately, how do these poems touch us? In what ways are they our words? And so if you want to learn more about, at this point, Psalm 1 to 99, go to our website, and there is my portfolio of Zoom teachings. But just a few words about what we have been singing tonight. Psalm 95 to 99, then Psalm 29, between Yedid Nefesh and the Chadodi. Yedid Nefesh and the Chadodi are both prayers that were written in 16th century Tzfat by the mystics. There was, in particular, an important mystic named Cordovero, and it was his student, Shlomo Alkabetz, who wrote Lechadodi, and Yedid Nefesh, with which Carl began, another one of that mystical circle, Elazar Azikri. The bookends of that journey of Psalms are love poems, passionate poems of God as the longed-for lover with whom on Shabbat we as the people of Israel are reunited, but more, how God, even God, is made whole on Shabbat. And so, to make a journey from the work week to the sacred time of that union, the rabbis of Tzfat, who are the ones who crafted Lechadodi, Yedid Nefesh, but this entire introduction of Shabbat called Kabbalat Shabbat, the welcoming of the Sabbath. Why these Psalms? Psalm 90 is the only psalm attributed to Moses. Moses. Normally, we think of psalms as the compositions of David. 74 of the 150 psalms are attributed to David, and there are 10 other attributions, including Moses with Psalm 90. But the Psalms of Shabbat, 95 to 99 and 28, don't have attributions. Some say that these two were written by Moses, who in his humility only allowed his name to be put on the first of the 11, 90 to 100. What the Psalms 95 to 99 share in common is they are celebratory. L'chu neranena, let us go and sing. And so our journey begins. It's a journey of song. And I will add that the last word before l'chadodi, that of Psalm 29, is shalom, peace. We begin a journey and our destination is Shabbat. For the rabbis reading these psalms outside the context of Kabbalat Shabbat, our great thinkers of the Middle Ages, they identified these psalms in particular of Kabbalat Shabbat as songs of the celebration of the arrival of the Messiah, a messianic time, of the great Shabbat, Shabbat that we wait for of enduring time. And so they understood that the themes that we sing in anticipation of the day of Shabbat are the days of the final Shabbat as well. Two of these psalms are Shir Chadash, a new psalm. And the rabbis will comment that usually it's Shirah for song. Here it's in the masculine. Shir Chadash, marking a distinctive event that will not be repeated. And that event, again, will be the Messiah. So what do these psalms have in common? A few key motifs. One is that God is creator. They are chosen in part because the journey to Shabbat is the journey to say, pause and appreciate the magnificence of the world. Because on Shabbat we rest. We rest precisely because God is the creator who rested on the seventh day. So on the way to the seventh day, appreciate the magnificence of creation. But not only in these psalms do we sing of God's creation, but the trees dance, the mountains and the oceans, they too sing. For a motif, a kind of personification of creation, is that the entire world in that end of days, or in our own experience of the world of Shabbat, is a world of harmony, a world not just about us as human beings, but a world in which God is crowned as king. How? Our prayers. Our prayers form the crown for God. We acknowledge in these psalms that God is supreme and that the whole world is a world of union, unity, and celebration. And the last component, and that is these psalms lead us to a harmony marked by justice. And repeated throughout all these celebratory psalms is that at the end of days, God will judge those who were evil and those who were good, and there will be rewards commensurate. God, we are told in these psalms, 95 to 99, is worthy of our rejoicing because God is just and kind. And so tonight, like every Friday night, we prepare to celebrate Shabbat. We do so by a journey, l'chu neranena, let us sing, a journey of pilgrimage, of song, of music, of instruments, that leads us to an awareness that the world in which we inhabit is a world that is good, even very good, not perfect, but close, because there is a kind Creator who we can speak to with prayer, who we can sing to with song, who we can see in all of creation the presence, the resonance of that unity, of that love. Ribono Shalom, Master of the universe, we're about to have the call for prayer of Shabbat. May we breathe out all the tensions of the week, and may we breathe in calm, but more. May we breathe in the awareness that the world in which we live is a good world, a world that underneath its brokenness has a river of light. May we draw from that light in celebration as our Shabbat candles remind us of that light. May we celebrate. Amen.